Welcome to another lesson. And in this lesson, we are going to make an attempt to actually convert a data that is previously on the longitudinal, on the continuous scale, excuse me, to a categorical scale. And the example that we will be providing in this video is the data in this current SCSS sheet, and the particular data that we are interested in is on the last column, which is the emotional intelligence. Let me explain how this data was collected. This data was collected by administering a questionnaire with certain number of items to the set of to the sample, such that on every item on a 4-point Likert scale, the respondents actually indicated their preferences and choices. And based on the rating, their preferences were summed up to have their level of emotional intelligence. So the first participant or the first respondent had 48, second 48, 52, 47. So we have a range of scores that we are dealing with in this lesson. Now, the next question to ask is that we need to present our data in such a way that we can determine who has high emotional intelligence, who has low emotional intelligence, who has medium or average emotional intelligence. So the first thing we have to do is to go to analyze. And when we get to analyze, we have descriptives. In the descriptives, we have many options to pick. But the first thing we have to do is to put the data set in the variable section. When we put it, we click on the statistics. And when we click on the statistics, we have this table. On this table, we have the percentile, we have values, we have the quartiles, we have and all the data that we needed. But for this particular data set and what we are doing, we are going to choose the percentile. And we are going to fix the 3 categories of percentile that is known to literature. The first one is the lowest quartile, which is 25%. Next to this is 50, which is the average, and next to that is the 75. This is usually, we relied on literature because you can ask where is the 25 coming from. I will drop a link on your further reading on the issue of percentile. So we can say continue at that point, and we can now say okay. When we say okay, we will have a data, the results. Now, our end value is 194. That means we have 194 respondents. And for the percentile, for the 25, the score that you must have to fall into that 25% percentile is that you must have 45 and below. So for those people who we categorize as low emotional intelligence, their percentile value, they are in the 25 percentile and they scored 45 or less than 45. Next to that is the people in the 50 percentile. The 50 percentile, they scored 48. So anybody that scores 46, 47, and 48 based on the data available will be categorized as low emotional intelligence. And finally, we have the highest percentile value, which is 52.25. You will notice something in this data set that we are working with, that if we are to just use our our um how do I put it now, our logic or intuition to categorize, the spread of the score is from 0 to 87. So why did we decide that from we are going to categorize people who scored 45 as the same as those people who scored like 33 or 16 or 26? That's why it is percentile. It does not follow the logic or the intuition which we can see based on the spread. So anybody with 52 and above will have the high emotional intelligence. So now the next thing that we are to do is to now begin to use the data sets that we have so that we will have a new data set, so that we will now categorize, as it were, we will now categorize the data, this emotional intelligence data. So what I will do is that I want to do emotional intelligence. I will call it E underscore high. So like 59 will belong to high emotional intelligence, and I will code that as 3. 26 will be in low emotional intelligence. I will code that as 1. And let me say 48 will be um, medium or average emotional intelligence. I will code that as 2. Now, it is possible that I will now begin to do this and match it correctly, but it's going to be cumbersome. It's going to be very difficult for me to say I want to do every data set available in this particular form that, oh, I want to put in their value the way it should be. So in the next video, I will be showing you how to recode into the same variable. Thank you very much and see you in the next video. Thank you.